Did you know that when your diastolic blood pressure drops too low, it may look harmless at first, but can quietly wear down your heart and brain every single day, until dangerous complications strike without warning? My name is Ethan Marshall. I'm a 60-year-old physician living and practicing in the United States, and I've devoted most of my career to studying and treating heart and blood pressure conditions. Many people believe that lower blood pressure is always better, that the lower it goes, the healthier you are. But the truth may surprise you. When your diastolic pressure falls below the safe range, your heart could be in danger without you even realizing it. I've seen this shocking reality in many older patients, people who thought they were perfectly healthy, only to end up in the hospital with serious heart complications. Before we dive deeper into this topic, I'd love for you to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video so that more people can benefit from this knowledge, and so I can continue creating clear, reliable, and accessible health content for the community. When we talk about blood pressure, we usually focus only on the top number, the systolic pressure, which measures the force of blood against artery walls when the heart contracts. But very few pay attention to the bottom number, the diastolic pressure, which is just as important. In fact, you could call it the silent zone that determines your long-term heart health. Diastolic pressure is the amount of pressure left in your arteries when the heart rests between beats. Thanks to this pressure, blood keeps flowing steadily to nourish the heart, the brain, and the entire body. For adults, a healthy diastolic reading usually falls between 60 and 80 millitories. When it stays in this range, your heart is protected, circulation runs smoothly, and your body receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs. But when diastolic pressure drops below 60 millibars, it means the heart isn't generating enough pressure to keep blood moving effectively. At that point, vital organs like the brain, kidneys, and even the heart muscle itself face oxygen and energy shortages, leading to fatigue, dizziness, or weakness, symptoms many people brush aside. Over the years, I've seen plenty of patients who came in simply because they felt a little tired or occasionally lightheaded, only to discover that their diastolic pressure had dropped under 60. This reminds us that good health isn't just about comparing numbers to a chart. It's about understanding the meaning behind those numbers and listening to what your body is telling you. There's a paradox here. We often celebrate when our blood pressure goes down, but a lower number is not always a safe number. Sometimes it's actually a warning sign that your circulation is out of balance. Now I want you to reflect and comment below. If someone's diastolic pressure is under 60 millibars, but they still feel fine, do you think that situation is A, completely normal and nothing to worry about, B, a hidden warning sign that needs careful monitoring? Would you choose A or B? I look forward to reading your answers. When we talk about low diastolic blood pressure, an important question arises. What is the actual dangerous threshold? And what has science revealed about the link between low readings and cardiovascular risks? In clinical practice, low blood pressure in general is often defined as a total blood pressure reading that falls below 90-60 milliohms. However, it's important to note that low diastolic pressure can occur on its own, while the systolic number remains in the normal range. This condition is called isolated diastolic hypotension, and it deserves special attention because it is frequently overlooked in routine checkups. Numerous studies have provided convincing evidence of the negative impact of this condition. A 2016 study showed that individuals with diastolic blood pressure between 60-69 mmHg, and especially those below 60 mmHg, were at higher risk of cardiovascular damage, compared to those with stable diastolic readings between 70 mmHg. This means that even without crossing into hypertension, their hearts were still under strain and more vulnerable over time. Furthermore, a 2018 study reinforced this link, revealing that diastolic levels below 70 millimolargs were closely associated with a higher risk of heart attack and increased hospitalizations due to heart failure. These findings clearly demonstrate that contrary to the common belief that lowering blood pressure is always beneficial, bringing it down too far can pose serious dangers to heart health. The results of such research also highlight a crucial perspective in medical care. Treating and managing blood pressure should not be focused solely on lowering the numbers, but rather on achieving balance, ensuring both systolic and diastolic values stay within their optimal ranges. This is the point specialists consistently emphasize when advising patients on lifestyle adjustments, diet, and medication use. From a practical standpoint, the difference between safe blood pressure and at-risk blood pressure may be just a few millimeters of mercury, yet it can make a profound difference in long-term health outcomes. That's why regularly monitoring diastolic pressure, combined with professional guidance from a physician, is an essential step in protecting cardiovascular health. One of the most important aspects of understanding low diastolic blood pressure is recognizing its early symptoms, because these are often subtle signals that carry serious warnings for cardiovascular health. The most common symptom is dizziness or lightheadedness, particularly when changing position from lying or sitting to standing. This occurs because the sudden drop in blood flow to the brain deprives the central nervous system of the oxygen it needs to maintain stability. Visual disturbances are another frequent sign in which patients may experience brief episodes of blurred vision, and in some cases even partial loss of their visual field. This results from restricted blood flow to the eyes, directly affecting the function of the retina and optic nerves. Fainting is also a hallmark manifestation of low diastolic pressure, occurring when blood supply to the brain drops so low that consciousness cannot be sustained, even for a short time. In many cases, patients may not faint, but still experience confusion, brain fog, or difficulty concentrating, as prolonged oxygen deprivation impacts cognitive function. Headaches, especially those described as heavy or throbbing, are another symptom, arising as blood vessels dilate in an attempt to compensate for reduced cerebral blood flow. Persistent fatigue and weakness are equally characteristic, as muscles and organs are deprived of oxygen and nutrients, leaving patients feeling drained despite adequate rest. Some also report rapid breathing, palpitations, or an irregular racing heartbeat. These are compensatory mechanisms. When blood pressure falls, the heart works faster and harder to maintain circulation. Additionally, pain in the neck or back may emerge, reflecting compromised blood supply affecting muscles and nerves, while nausea and digestive discomfort can occur when insufficient blood flow disrupts the normal function of the stomach and intestines. Taken together, these symptoms do not exist in isolation. When they appear in combination, they create a comprehensive picture of circulatory dysfunction caused by low diastolic blood pressure. Timely recognition of these warning signs is critical, as it allows for medical evaluation and intervention that can prevent severe complications involving the heart, brain, and nervous system. In clinical practice, many cases of low diastolic blood pressure are not detected through acute emergencies, but rather through seemingly minor complaints about daily well-being. Patients often come to the clinic reporting fatigue, lack of energy, or frequent lightheadedness with mild activity. Upon examination, their diastolic pressure is found to be below the safe threshold. A typical example is seen among elderly patients who maintain regular daily routines, yet experience unexplained declines in health. Testing reveals diastolic readings around 57-58 mmol, levels low enough to impair circulation and force the heart to work harder than usual to maintain adequate blood flow. Meaningful improvement in such cases is usually observed only when lifestyle changes are implemented, especially adjustments to diet and rest. This illustrates that the foundation of health lies not only in measured blood pressure values, but also in how the body is nourished and cared for through daily meals, sleep, and balanced activity. From a nutritional philosophy standpoint, Pro. Arnold Ehret's book Eat to Heal offers a valuable complementary perspective. He argues that excessive consumption of processed foods, refined starches, and animal products leads to the buildup of what he calls mucus in the body. This is not merely a metaphor, but a reflection of obstructed circulation in which the blood becomes heavier and less fluid, compelling the heart to exert greater force to maintain flow. When this idea is compared with modern medical understanding, a clear similarity emerges. Blood vessels that are narrowed or less elastic due to an unhealthy diet disrupt blood pressure balance, especially diastolic levels. Ehret emphasizes the practice of cleansing the body through a lighter diet rich in natural fruits and vegetables, while minimizing industrially processed foods. Such an approach not only improves overall health, but also helps bring blood pressure back into balance. In practice, patients who adopt diets high in fiber and low in red meat and refined foods report significant reductions in fatigue and dizziness, along with improved circulation. This supports the conclusion that treating low diastolic blood pressure should not be confined to medical interventions alone. Instead, a comprehensive strategy is necessary, combining clinical care with lifestyle and nutritional adjustments. Such an integrated approach serves not only a preventive function, but also provides therapeutic support, enabling patients to sustain long-term cardiovascular stability. Low diastolic blood pressure cannot be considered harmless simply because it does not produce immediate dramatic events. In reality, when this condition persists or appears alongside symptoms such as dizziness, fatigue, or fainting, it is a silent message from the body that the circulatory system is under threat. The proper approach is not limited to recording the numbers, but more importantly, observing and listening to the body's subtle signals in daily life. Regular blood pressure monitoring, especially for middle-aged and older adults, is essential to detect abnormal fluctuations early and enable timely medical intervention. Alongside medical supervision, a healthy lifestyle is critical for protecting the heart. Eating clean, prioritizing natural high-fiber foods, limiting processed products and saturated fats to improve blood quality and reduce cardiac strain, maintaining consistent sleep to restore heart function, and engaging in moderate exercise like walking, yoga, or deep breathing to improve circulation and stabilize blood pressure. Experience shows that combining modern medicine with lifestyle adjustments achieves far more sustainable results than relying on medication alone. Scientifically, this reflects the principle of biological balance, where nutrition, activity, and rest each play vital roles in maintaining stable blood pressure. Philosophically, it reminds us to slow down and pay attention to the body's most basic needs. Looking at all we've discussed, it is clear that low diastolic blood pressure is far from a simple issue. It is often overlooked because many assume lower is better. But once it drops below 60 mmHg, the body may be deprived of essential blood supply to the brain, heart, and other organs. Medical studies confirm that readings between 60-69 mmHg and especially below 60 mmHg raise the risk of cardiovascular damage, heart attack, and heart failure. Symptoms such as dizziness, blurred vision, fainting, or chronic fatigue are not to be ignored, as they serve as early warnings. Timely recognition and response can prevent severe complications. From a broader perspective, Prof. Arnold Ehret's philosophy in Eat to Heal offers a complementary lesson. Modern diets overloaded with processed foods, refined starches, and meat products promote mucus accumulation in the blood, hindering circulation and forcing the heart to work harder. Shifting to a lighter, plant-rich diet improves circulation and helps bring blood pressure back to balance. This shows that managing blood pressure is not only about numbers, but also about lifestyle, nutrition, and how attentively we listen to our bodies. The core lesson here is that low blood pressure is not automatically safe. Balance is what matters, high enough to nourish the body, but not so high as to harm the vessels. In daily life, this means practicing a balanced diet, reducing industrial foods, getting sufficient rest, exercising moderately, and checking blood pressure regularly, especially when unusual symptoms arise. These small, consistent actions can make a major difference in heart health and longevity. Now I want to ask you, which factor do you believe has the greatest impact on your blood pressure? A, your diet, or B, your lifestyle habits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to explore this topic further, fill out the form in the description. to receive a free ebook on healing health. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to support us in creating more valuable content that helps our community live healthier and more balanced lives.